Welcome to the Georgia and
Daniel Show on SpecialChronicles.com. Huh.
hello, folks.
Hello, folks.
Yeah.
For those of you wondering why we said hello, folks, that's a throwback to a comedy show that we're going to talk about at the end of the episode.
Yes, we are.
And actually, we kickstarted and we began and ended the month of August with comedy.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, two different types of comedy, but yeah. Welcome back, babe. It's been. When was the last episode? Was it our Colorado travel diary episode? Is that
yes.
right?
That was episode 101.
Yes, which was our July episode, and so usually we would record sometime in August, but as you all will discover, August was a busy month for us. And so it's the beginning of, we're recording this on the 7th of September?
Yep.
So at the end of this episode, we're going to even talk about what we did the first week of September, but it's mostly August, right?
Basically, yes.
Yeah. So we can still say that we are getting back to our monthly episodes of the pod.
Yeah.
So, I think the way, first off, we'll break down that fourth wall in the studio to say our show notes we did just on the notes app on the phone, and I think that it makes it pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because so for any new listeners, this is all about talking about adventures of our life from a different angle, right? Yeah. So this letting you all in on highlights of what we did throughout the month, and it's a good kind of chronicle of what we've done. And so you all go back to episode 1 of the Georgia and Daniel Show, you can find out when we first met, and then we've chronicled our entire time together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's begin and go back to the beginning of August, because the last time our listeners heard from us, we just came back from Colorado. So you guys go back to last month's, the last episode. But we began, so I went to the Chicago Ducky Derby, which is a fundraiser for Special Olympics Illinois. And we're not going to talk a lot about that. But your mom picked me up in downtown Chicago, and we went to
let's see if I can actually say it. It's the Improvaneers Midwest Tour Chicago Theater on the Lake.
Yeah, the Improvaneers, which was even when I had Rob and Nick on the Special Chronicles podcast, it was hard for me to say too. But yeah, the Improvaneers, which for those of you who do not know, it is an all Down syndrome improv comedy troupe, right?
Yes, people like me who wants to learn about stage and
do improv comedy, yeah. And so they were on their Midwest tour. They went to Theater on the Lake. Then we actually saw a few people that I knew and that we knew. Yeah, that we didn't expect to see, but it's always fun.
Yeah.
To one of the people that you know, and yes, so if you guys want to hear more about the Improvaneers, go back to the Special Chronicles podcast from last month in August, and the first 2 weeks of August we have 2 episodes that can tell you a little bit more about what the Improvaneers are all about. Yeah. So if you're listening on specialchronicles.com, just click on the Special Chronicles podcast, and you can go back to those episodes. But what did you think of the Improvaneers?
I think they did phenomenal. My favorite part is when they were my favorite skit was actually the alien in New York City. I was laughing so hard, and it was by far the best experience.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I think I'm trying to remember back to what the show. It's been a month since we went there. Well, a month from the time that we're recording this. I mean, I loved how they interacted with the audience.
Yeah.
And I know, like, we're just enjoying the improv show, but it would have been neat if we would have raised our hands and because like they would get an input from the audience, and then they would do like an improv act, and yeah.
Oh, and also my mom, Karen Hunter,
Was there?
Was there, and what I didn't know was that my mom was on TV on WGN News.
Yeah, because and I don't know. Speaking of that, I don't know if you saw when we were there, but so for one, the Improvaneers, they're filming a documentary of their Midwest tour. So in addition to the Improvaneers having their own cameras, the local WGN TV TV station was there. So, so I don't. Did you see that WGN was there?
Well, no, because they had two cameras on my angle.
Yeah.
Well,
and you want because so they had both the cameras from the Improvaneers because they're filming their own documentary, and then the TV camera was also there. And we should also point out to all of you listening that we were sitting in the front row. So it was your mom, you, and me. There was another mom, and then two other friends of ours that were also in the front row.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you were gonna. Were you gonna add to that?
Well, for me, in general, I prefer the middle, but seeing up front, was, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think this has been a long time. Okay. So after that, you traveled to Dole County, Wisconsin with your parents.
Yes, I did. It was at the very beginning of August. I've been to Dole County, me and my sisters, me, Emma, and Kate. Being in Dole County was really cool, and I went to 3 different areas. Bailey's Harbor, that's where we stayed at. We stayed out by this amazing view of the lake, and then Sturgeon's Bay, Sisters Bay, and then we went to a lighthouse. We did pretty much everything all together, but overall, the best part was being with my parents because in general, I barely see them. So my mom came up with going to Dole County, and we actually recreated the same locations that I've been there, and it was incredible.
Awesome. And my mom and I have gone to Dole County before quite a few years ago, and then I think my sister Stephanie and Jake, they after they got married, they went to Doe County. So, yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah, neat. And then, so that week, that I think the second to last week of August, that was when you went. And then right after you got back from Doe County, Wisconsin,
You went somewhere.
Yes, I went somewhere. So I hopped on a plane, standby, employee benefits. For those of you, if you're listening and you know anything about the airline industry, non-revenue travel standby. I hopped on a plane to go to DC, the Old Town Alexandria, to visit with our friend Captain Joe and her husband Victor. Yeah, in Old Town Alexandria. So first there was like over 100 available seats. So like it was booked to like only 30 people on the flight around there. So I got an economy plus, which there's extra leg room, and an extra row seat. But I had a whole row to myself, which sometimes it's better than first class. And then Captain Joe picked me up, and then I'll fast forward to coming back. But I had also I had a whole row to myself. But there was a weight and balance issue, and so doing takeoff and landing, I had to go sit in the back of the plane, and then once we were up, 35,000 feet in the sky, I could go back to my economy plus seat. So, but anyways, outside of the flights on standby, which going there, I didn't know. I knew what day I was coming home, but I didn't know I didn't know when I was coming home, because on standby, so I listed a couple of days before I left, and then when I was at a friend Captain Joe and Victor's house, the day before I came home, I listed for the flight coming home. And so, and I think I forgot to show you pictures from that trip. Did I? You
did not show any of your pictures.
Oh, yeah. I just can't believe I'm admitting that on here. We remind me. I'll show you pictures. Remind me. It's been a busy, folks. It's been a busy past couple of weeks, and so, remind me that I will show you pictures. Just because, I don't want to show all the pictures to our listeners, or and there's some stuff that I'm not sharing online yet. But so Kevin Joe picked me up. And the map on United's app actually told me to go to Americans' arrivals instead of where United's arrivals was, which was a little weird. But anyways, so Joe picked me up. We got some sandwiches. Went back to their house. Victor actually was walking up to their house right when we were pulling up in Joe's Tesla. Can I say Tesla? Okay. Tesla. Yeah, anyways. And so in Old Town Alexandria, and then we went that night, we went out to eat, and we thought the place had barbecue, but that was a misprint in their menu. But we sat, I'll have to show you a picture, babe, because we sat, at first it was just us, and then some other people joined, but it was like our own little VIP a balcony. And well, it's neat because of the hurricane, off of the ocean. You know how Old Town Alexandria and that East Coast, it's close to the Atlantic Ocean. So because of the hurricane, so you know how Whitewood Joe and Victor live in Old Town Alexandria?
Yeah.
You've been there before. So for those listening, Georgia's been there before. And so it's right on the Potomac River. And right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was there, like up like a block they live like a block away from the Potomac River, and so there was there was flooding that was up onto the streets. When I show you some of the pictures, I'll actually did I post any of those pictures? I think I might. If you guys go to
you might have, because I was just looking on Instagram and I saw just a few.
Yeah, let me look. So if you guys go to at Podman Dan, PODMANDAN at Podman Dan, you might have to go back a few posts. But if you look on the posts for if you look at the posts from August 25th, in the little slideshow of pictures, you will see a picture of Joe and me pointing at just how flooded the streets in Old Town Alexandria was. And so you can see if I would have thought of it, I would have tried to put it up on the screen. But next time we should do that. We should display some pictures on the pod. But yeah, you guys just go to Podman Dan, go back to the post from August 25th. And you can that second picture in the little carousel of pictures, you can see it was incredible. And then the next day some friends of theirs invited us to some friends of theirs invited us to the house for dinner, and Victor invited me to with some of the other guys to play what's called Bumble Pool, which it looks like pool, but it's like it's not. It's kind of like Bumble, like if you bowl, like there's like bumples, and then so like it's called Bumble Pool, which I never heard of that before, and so that was fun. And then the next day, Sunday, the next day I was there in the evening. Our friend Darian Packard and our daughter Joelle has Williams syndrome. Darian is a volunteer content producer here at Special Chronicles. And anyways, they came over and we walked around Old Town Alexandria. We sat on the couch and talked and had pizza and ice cream. Joelle and I picked out the ice cream. It was the one I picked out was called Potomac Med, kind of named after the Potomac River. And then I forgot what Joelle picked out, but if you follow at Podman Dan, I think did I show in that if you go back to that Instagram post. Oh yeah, also on that August 25th post on my Instagram, there's a picture of that VIP that dinner that we went to. The post on August 24th, you can see a picture with Joe and Victor, and then Darian and Joelle. So
it's really cool.
And then a picture of Joe and me. So if you guys go back to August 25th and August 24th on my Instagram at PodmanDan, you can find some pictures from that weekend. Did you post any pictures from your Doe County on your Instagram?
I actually did.
You did?
I think I might have, yes.
Okay, let's see. So Georgia's is at Pete's Georgia 22.
Yep, Peach Georgia.
And if you all go back to Georgia posts a lot more than I do, so was it when was it on our Ask Daniel in Georgia? Because I don't see it on I don't see it.
Started with mine, but then I also put it on Facebook and Instagram, kind of the same thing.
From Doe County, because I'm on your Instagram right now, and I don't see any of the Doe County pictures. Is it on our at Daniel in Georgia? Maybe it's on that.
I think so.
If you know what, I don't see it, but if maybe we will try to. Maybe what we'll both try to do is we will try to post some of the pictures on our @Daniel and Georgia Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys are following us there, right? Should we try to do that from our?
Yeah. I think from now, instead of doing individual profiles on Instagram, we can do it together.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we still have our folks. We still have our individual pages, but on any of our trips, even if we take it independently, like we just Stowe County and then Old Town Alexandria, Georgia and I will try to this week. We'll try to put up on our @Daniel and Georgia Instagram and Facebook. We'll try to put up some pictures from our trips, so you guys go follow us there. Okay, let's move on because we're like 22 minutes into the episode. You went to the Opportunity Knocks golf tournament. Do you want to briefly?
Yes.
We don't have a lot of time. I have to head out in about 20 minutes from now. So, do you want to just quickly?
Yeah. So, basically, for Opportunity Knocks, we always have this charity event. Tee It Up, but they actually changed it. It was for Not Your Father's Foundation, and they actually hosted it. I don't remember what location that was, but it was a beautiful golf course. Just a quick highlight that I actually played really well. I actually got the best ball.
Mm-hmm.
And closest to the pin. So it was fun. My mom was there, and I met a few people that I actually did know through and it was fun.
Awesome. And then, so if folks, sorry if we are rushing this, but we want to give you the kind of highlights of some of our adventures in the month of August 2025. But we then both traveled to Countryside, a suburb of Chicago, for our annual end of summer
pub and pool weekend.
Yes, with my mom. So my mom lives in Countryside, which is a suburb of Chicago. So not in the country. You guys might think of Countryside as we were in the countryside in a small town, but no, there was no cornfields in there. There was a forest preserve, but no cornfields. Okay, and so, yeah, so Countryside. So just like last year, and then it's now become an annual thing. Georgia. So after I got done working on that Friday, we went to my mom and I picked you up, and then we went back to my mom's condo, and there was an Irish pub, and actually, the picture for this episode will probably be from that pub, an Irish pub. My mom and I had fish and chips. You had some type of pasta.
Yeah, I had chicken Alfredo.
Mm-hmm. And then the next day we went to, you and my mom and I took a 2.25 mile walk in the Forest Preserve.
Yep.
Which for those of you guys know, it's right next to, I think, Highway 55. 2.25 mile walk. And then we went to the pool.
Yep, we went to the pool. We actually really relaxed after a really long day, and we played just a few games in the pool. So.
Yeah. And then the next day we went back to your condo, and your parents picked us up.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Let me grab. I forgot to. I was gonna wear this for the whole show. I was gonna wear this. Here, let me. This is a perfect time to kind of put on a hat. Do you want to tell? Here, let me put on the hat. So if you're listening to the audio podcast, go check out the video on our YouTube, specialchronicles.com. Click on YouTube and you can see the hat I'm wearing. But we went to, where do we go? To the Zanies?
Okay. So both of us went to Zanies Comedy Club in Chicago to see and meet the comedian Brian Bates.
Yes. And so just a little bit of a backstory. For the past few years, I've been listening to the Nateland podcast, which is hosted by Nate Bargatze, Brian Bates, Alan Webber, and Desi Slay. And it's all about good, clean, and funny comedy. So it's all clean comedy, funny, fun, good. Yeah. And so
he did a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mention 3 jokes.
Yeah, and then I'll mention a few jokes. Yeah, and after the show, there was a fan that had a hat that said Brian Bates Fan Club, and I asked, well, where do you get one? And this random fan just gave me a hat, and so yeah. So now officially part of the Brian Bates Fan Club. Anyways, okay, go on.
Okay, so my number 1 joke was actually going to church and free daycare joke. That was really funny. And at the very end of the show, he asked from the audience to give him some impressions.
Oh, those are some of my favorite clips. I mean, some of my favorite jokes that Brian did. Anyways, go on.
And me too as well. He did John Christ and Dustin Slay.
Yeah. I was gonna so for those of you who do not know, Dusty. Oh, I think I missed. Did I mistype his name? Sorry if Dusty Slay is listening. He's probably not listening.
Okay.
Probably doesn't listen to our pod, but anyways, John Quist is another clean comedian, just as Dusty Slay is. But yeah, so if you probably you and your parents probably have not heard of John Quist or Dusty Slay, but I've heard of both of them, and if you know those other 2 comedians, seeing Brian do hearing Brian do impressions of them was it was really spot on. Like, yeah, it was just a great great way. If I would have raised my hand, I probably would have asked him to do an impression of Nate Bargatze. But
yeah.
Hey, if Brian is listening to this, then Brian, you have to do an impression of Nate Bargatze. Yeah. So, anyways, hey, he could do impressions of all the Nateland co-hosts, and then he could just host their podcast by himself. Anyways, okay. So, another couple quick clips, jokes. Brian said he began the show with talking about. So, a big thing in the news is how with Trump and how troops in Chicago might come to Chicago. So he made a joke about that and related to white comics like himself. Of that, they should he should send the troops because Brian and other white comics are coming to Chicago. So he kind of made a joke about that. And then I also enjoyed jokes that he was making about his daughter and his wife. Again in a fun, good, clean, funny way. Because it was neat to kind of hear about it wasn't typical. I don't even know what when people say dad jokes, I don't even know what that means, but it wasn't like that. It was more, just, in a loving way. Yeah. And then he talked about going. Did you mention this one about going to church? That one. So he made jokes about going to, whether it's Christian or Jewish or going to church, and how there was free daycare. And he said sometimes they just drop their daughter off at the free daycare at the church, and then they go out for coffee and then come back, and yeah, so it was kind of it was fun to hear those. And then he made jokes, and this is something I think your mom or your dad might have commented on this, but Brian talked about how men have nicknames for their guy friends. I don't feel like I don't have any nicknames for any of my guy friends, but I guess that's a thing that a lot of men do. Yeah, and then the Brian doing impressions at the end of his show of John Kristen. That's he's late. So yeah,
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know. I know. So overall, I think your mom was saying she liked that second comedian that came up before, because Brian was the headliner, but that other Tyler somebody.
His name was Tyler Fowler.
Yeah, and then the host was a comedian, and so this Tyler guy is a comedian from Chicago, and then the host is, I think his name was Abe, and he was a comedian from Wisconsin. Who the host of the show replied to some of my DMs on Instagram, but yeah, just overall, I think your mom liked that second comedian a little bit better than the headliner, but. I don't know about you, but I thought Brian had some great jokes.
Yeah, I think phenomenal job. I was cracking up most of the time, and it was a perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just move quickly on because I'm looking at the time and only have just a few minutes left. Then the next day, because he just had busy our schedules all. I hosted a live podcast coverage at the Elk of Illinois Speak Up and Speak Out Summit 2025, the 1st through the 3rd September. This is a disability self-advocacy conference. All of the video episodes are already up. And then starting the 9th of September, all month long, all of September on the Special Chronicles podcast, we're going to have daily episodes. If you guys go to specialchronicles.com/SUSO2025, that's specialchronicles.com/SUSO2025, you can watch all those like 14 video episodes. And then if you do not yet follow the Special Chronicles podcast, go follow that, because all month long we're gonna have daily episodes. And by September 30th, it's International Podcast Day. And I will be releasing an episode that is a new speech that I gave on tips about podcasting, and then we airing an episode that Jose and I did where we give podcasting tips. And that's all to celebrate International Podcast Day. And so by September 30th, the Special Chronicles podcast is going to celebrate 800 episodes, our 800th episode.
I'm very proud of it.
All because this month we're going to have daily episodes. And so I didn't plan it that way. It just happened to work out that way. And so, so the Georgia, my sister and brother-in-law, they were confused, like 800 episodes, and then you've got this podcast. So the Georgia and Daniel show, 102 episodes now. And then by September 30th, we'll have 800 episodes of the Special Chronicles podcast. Yeah. Okay, yeah. My dad is telling me that we need to go. So yeah, we'll quickly. I know we don't have a lot of time, and so what's going to quickly run through. You competed in the Special Olympics Illinois State Golf.
Yes, I did. Just a really quick recap. I had so much fun, and I made 3 hole-in-ones in my short putt, and overall, I came in first place in the state game. So it was
awesome. Yeah, our audience is applauding. There you go. All right. Wait quickly, because I don't have a lot of time. We don't want to rush this podcast, but we kind of have to do this month anyway. And then I yesterday spent time with my nieces and nephew. They biked to a park in their neighborhood. And I got to see my new niece that's only a couple of weeks old, and then my other niece who's 4, and my nephew who's 2. So that was a lot of fun family time. And then quickly, we don't have a lot of time to give a lot of movie reviews and TV reviews, but we saw Freaky of Friday at the beginning of the month. That was the sequel to Freaky Friday. But yeah, Freaky Friday. Well, the music was fun. The show was fun, right?
Yeah. That was actually a lot funnier than the first film.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so you guys definitely go check that out. And then we saw the movie Uptown Girls.
Yep. And then by far,
a new TV show that my mom recommended.
Yep, and that was The Mentalist, which is based on Psych and Law and Order SVU combined in one entire TV.
Yeah, mostly kind of based off Psych, kind of. But yeah, The Mentalist, you can watch it on Disney Plus. We watched season 1, episodes 1 through 5. So you guys go check out The Mentalist on Disney Plus. And then we watched.
And then we watched Little House on the Prairie TV series. It is
on Prime Video.
It is on Prime Video. We saw seasons 1 through 2.
Yes. Season 1, episodes 1 through 2. Yeah. Okay. We could talk more, but again, I am in a little bit of a time crunch rush, and so I think that was a great episode. So really quickly, if you're watching this and you want to listen to the audio podcast, or just find out how to watch and listen to us, specialchronicles.com/gdpod, or just go to specialchronicles.com, click on the Georgia and Daniel podcast. If you want to follow both of our adventures on Instagram and Facebook,
at Daniel.
And if you want to follow this cute one,
you guys can find me on the gram at page Georgia22.
Yeah, friend, follow. Yeah, follow. I think that's what the kids
and the
say.
love of my life.
You're pointing the wrong way, but okay.
Sorry.
the other way. Point the other way. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you guys, we need to get back to recording in person. I think that's a little bit better. But anyways, at Podman Dan, PODMANDAN, at Podman Dan, you can follow me on Instagram, on the Insta, on the Facebook. You can follow me there. If you want to reach out to us, okay. Georgia and Daniel at specialchronicles.com is where you could drop us an email. And we'll catch you all on the next episode.
Yeah.
All right. That's all, folks.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Georgia and Daniel Show podcast. SpecialChronicles.com to find links to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified of new episodes. Also, subscribe to our newsletter or mailing list to sign up for updates and get exclusive content delivered to your inbox. Remember to do what you do with podcasts. Subscribe or follow and rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, please share this episode and all of our podcasts with your friends and family to help us grow our audience, reaching 5,000 downloads of our audio podcast and over 14,000 average monthly listeners. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week with exciting new content right here on the Georgia and Daniel Show. We'll see you next week.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.